Good. All right, good morning. Welcome to the City of Wichita Public Safety Briefing. End of the week, it is Friday, August the 31st. I have some guests here today. I have Jennifer White from ICT SOS, and also Lieutenant Mattern with the Exploiting Missing Child Unit, and Sergeant Oliver with the Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office, also with the Exploiting Missing Child Unit. They're going to come up and speak a little bit about this upcoming 5K race to raise awareness for human trafficking and funds for victim services. So I will hand it over to Jennifer and Lieutenant and Sergeant, if you guys want to come up as well. Appreciate you being here to provide us some information about this important upcoming race. All right,
Thanks for
thank you.
having us. So like you said, my name is Jennifer White. I am the Executive Director of ICT SOS, but this morning I'm here in my capacity as the Director of the Race for Freedom. This is our 7th year for this event, and in the 6 years prior, this event has raised over $138,000 that's been donated back to direct service agencies in our community that are serving either at-risk youth or adult or minor trafficking victims. And this year we're really excited that our partnership is with the Internet Crimes Unit. So as I said, the event is in its 7th year. This year's race is September 8th. It's at 8:30 in the morning, starts and ends on the campus of Carpenter Place at 1501 North Meridian. It's a really nice, flat, fast course, so our runners like it. And then after the race, we'll have pancakes and live music and face painting and all kinds of things for the kids. So it's a really great family-friendly event. As I said, this year our funds are going to be going to the Internet Crimes Unit, and the reason that we chose that recipient this year is because, as you know, we're involved in the fight against human trafficking, and almost all of our cases at this point have some sort of online or electronic element, and the Internet Crimes Unit is a huge part of the work that's being done to both proactively seek out offenders and look for cases where we have victims, and then also do the investigative and reactive side on cases. So we're really excited to be able to support them. So I'll let you tell them a little bit about what that looks like for you guys.
All right. I'm Lieutenant Dale Mattern with the Exploited and Missing Child Unit. We're very fortunate to have such a great partnership with ICT SOS. The Internet Child Against Crimes Unit, like she said, is the beneficiary of this, the proceeds for this event, and we've got lots of great employees that work these crimes. They're very difficult, and the ICAC unit is a unit that has jurisdiction statewide to investigate these crimes, and we will put the money to great use to do that.
So registration is open both in person at the Fleet Feet stores, East and West, and then online at race4freedom.com. And people can register right up until race day. And like I said, it's Saturday, September 8th, and we're looking forward to another great race. And I have honorary race medals for both of you guys. So there's one for you.
Thank you.
And one for you. I'll take any questions.
Yeah, any questions for before we go on with the information in our Air Watch today?
Can you tell us how this actual event kind of dovetails well with what you try to do as a group?
So a 5K race doesn't sound like it has anything to do with fighting trafficking, right? But it's a really great awareness event. Last year we had about 1,084 runners. So it gets the community kind of thinking and talking about the issue, which is great on the awareness side. And then, like I said, the 100% of the proceeds are donated to whoever our beneficiary agency is for that year. So ICT SOS has a really great volunteer committee that puts this event together, but then we donate 100% of the proceeds. So like I said, over the last 6 years, that looks like about $138,000. So we're hoping to be able to write a really big check to the ICAC unit this year to be able to help with equipment, training for their detectives, and really just kind of whatever they need to be able to do their job even better.
All right,
Thank you
thank you very
us.
much. Appreciate you being here. Thanks, Jennifer. All right. Again, September the 8th, 8:30 at Carpenter Place, 1501 North Meridian. Appreciate Jennifer and Lieutenant and Sergeant Oliver coming to discuss with us this great event. I'm glad it says run/walk, because I would probably have to partake in the 5K walk, but appreciate everybody being here discussing that. 3 items we're going to discuss today is an assignment by our Broadway Corridor team that occurred yesterday and regarded focus on sex crimes in the Broadway Corridor area. Also, our Special Investigations Bureau Community Response Team conducted a search warrant yesterday at a hotel on South Broadway, resulting in an arrest and multiple drugs and a handgun and cash being recovered. So we'll talk about that this morning as well. And then just a quick little update on the death of the unfortunate death of the 2-year-old child yesterday on West Kellogg that will be presented to the District Attorney's Office today. So I'll cover that here in just a little bit. First one is the sex crimes assignment. Again, this was on the North and South Broadway Corridor area, occurred yesterday during the day. On Thursday, officers from the Wichita Police Department Patrol South Bureau, officers from the Patrol South Community Response Team, Wichita Police Department Patrol North Community Policing Officers, the Special Investigations Bureau Community Response Team, the Wichita Police Department Vice Section, and the Wichita Police Department Broadway Corridor Team all worked in partnership yesterday, conducting a special assignment focused on those attempting to purchase sexual relations in the north and south sections of the Broadway Corridor. The assignment resulted in 13 arrests for buying sexual relations. 3 of the individuals were additionally charged with drug violations. 2 of those were felony charges, and 1 being a misdemeanor charge. This is the 14th sex trafficking special assignment conducted over the last year, resulting in a total of 113 arrests, 23 of those being women and 90 of those being men. The Wichita Police Department message remains the same. We will be conducting sex crime special assignments regularly in the Broadway Corridor area, so please do not come into the area to engage in these activities or this type of activity, or you will be arrested. Great work, great partnership by all the different teams that we have with the Wichita Police Department in making multiple arrests and helping prevent crime in our Broadway Corridor area. All right, we also had a drug search warrant yesterday. That case number 18C56765. This occurred yesterday afternoon about 2 p.m. Approximately 2 p.m. on Thursday, Wichita Police Department officers with the Special Investigations Bureau Community Response Team served a drug search warrant at the Bel Air Motel in the 1800 block of South Broadway. The search warrant was in reference to an ongoing drug investigation which stemmed from a tip from the community. The search warrant resulted in the arrest of 60-year-old Richard Vinson, V-I-N-S-O-N, of Wichita. Vinson was booked into Sedgwick County Jail on charges of unlawful possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of narcotics, possession of marijuana, possession of a firearm by a felon. Additionally, officers seized 5 grams of heroin, 4 grams of methamphetamine, 2 grams of marijuana, 30 pills, and over $1,700 in cash, and also a handgun was recovered. The Wichita Police Department continues to work daily in reducing illegal drugs and the illegal sale of drugs in Wichita. If you have any information concerning possible drug activity in your neighborhood or business area, please call 911 and report that to police. You can also call Crime Stoppers to remain anonymous by calling 267-2111. You can also report it to the Wichita Police Department app, and you can also be anonymous on the app. There's an option to remain anonymous there as well. You can send us a message on our Facebook page, or you can call our Special Investigations Bureau at 268-4171. So we continue to work each and every day with our community to gather this information. If you happen to see something you believe is suspicious or possibly drug related, please give us a call. Multiple avenues to get a hold of us to provide us this information. Our Special Investigations Bureau Community Response Team will follow up on that information to help reduce drug activity through Wichita.
Do you have any information on the gun? Was it stolen or illegally owned?
I don't have any information that was stolen. I do know a handgun was recovered. Yeah. Anything else on that? Okay, just briefly, just a quick update on the unfortunate death of the 2-year-old child. The case number on that is 18C 56685. Is a case involving the child yesterday on West Kellogg. This case will be presented to the district attorney's office today. And we still have an autopsy that is scheduled that will provide us the cause of death.
Do you know how long that might take, those results?
I don't.
Yesterday you said that you had made contact there with the parents before. Do you know
Correct.
if there had been any more previous contact besides?
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah.
Do you know when the children were returned back to those parents then?
Wednesday afternoon.
So they were taken on Tuesday afternoon and then given back to the parents Wednesday afternoon?
We were called out on Tuesday at approximately 4:45, so late Tuesday afternoon. The children were taken out of the West Kellogg Motel and placed with a family member. And then on Wednesday afternoon, that family member had returned the children to the parents.
Were they allowed to return them to the parents? Was there any direction to that relative not to return them to the parents?
You know, I don't know the discussion they had. I know that the officers did make sure that the situation was safe for the children to be placed with this family member. They did take time to make sure this was a safe place and a responsible family member, so that's where they were placed through the investigation. You must understand it's very difficult working, any type of investigation involving children. It's very serious and very difficult. It's hard on families, it's hard on the officers, and our goal is to try to do as much as we can to help the family through difficult situations. And through the investigation, we were able to place them with a family member, a responsible family member, at that time.
Do you know if the kids were technically, when they were left with a family member, were they initially in PPC? Were they ever in PPC?
We had placed them through our investigation when we were out there on the call. We had determined to place them with a family member.
Right.
And they were placed with that family member, and a police case was made so that our investigators could continue to follow up on the case and what had occurred.
Charlie, does the family member, is there a protocol or is there some rule where the family member has to let you guys as a department know, I'm going to give the children back to the parents? Or, because I think a lot of people online are kind of questioning that.
Mm-hmm. I know that we, as a policy with the Wichita Police Department, if we can find an adequate place for the children with family, we can do that through our investigation in lieu of placing them maybe into the Wichita Children's Home or something like that. Again, we're trying to cause as less impact on families that we can. It's traumatic for the children, it's traumatic for the families, traumatic for the officers. So we do work very hard to make sure that we can find placement, a safe placement for the children. And through this investigation, the officers were able to locate a family member, a responsible family member. They did do their diligence to make sure it was a safe location, and they were placed there.
Do you know how long the family had been living there?
Approximately a week.
But is there any policy or guidance on advising that family member not to give the children right back to the parents and get where they'd be in the same situation?
Right. Well, through our investigation, when we were out there Tuesday afternoon, we did remove the children from the family. We did identify a family member, a responsible family member that we could place them with. A case was made so that our investigators could continue to do follow-up in reference to that case, and that's the children were placed with that family member at the time.
When you say case, does that mean the DCF was notified?
I don't know at what point they would be notified, but I believe a child neglect case was made. So our exploited missing child unit, which works directly with DCF, would be involved in the case. Yes. It was referred to. Okay.
None of those charges say child abuse, and people have been assuming the endangerment were the charges, but not child abuse.
Yeah, we at this time we don't have a cause of death. It's an unknown cause of death at this time. The Sedgwick County Forensic Science Center will conduct an autopsy. That autopsy is what will determine a cause of death. Through the investigation of the situation and what was occurring, we were able to, the charges that they will be presenting is involuntary manslaughter and also the aggravated child endangerment.
The case was referred to DCF.
The case,
It was referred to DCF.
on Tuesday?
I don't know when, but I would reach out to them.
Did you say whether or not the police were aware that the children had been returned to the parents on this day?
I don't believe so.
You were not made aware?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is there a protocol in place for officers to follow, or perhaps a field supervisor that says, we'll follow up in X number of hours or a day to make sure that these kids are still safe? Obviously, they weren't in police protective custody, is my understanding, so what's the protocol? Is there a field supervisor that would make that call as to when to follow up to say, hey, are the kids still with you, are they safe? And I know DCF will get involved eventually if there was a case made with DCF, but what's the protocol, or is there such a thing?
Right. Well, our policy, when we're out on a call involving the children, if we deem it appropriate that needing to be removed from the location because of the circumstances or whatever the case may be in that situation, there's many different circumstances that may be involved, then we can take them into police protective custody. We can also place them in lieu of that with family member. Again, we don't want to be very traumatic on families if we can. This is taking kids from home is traumatic on families, traumatic on the children, traumatic on the officers. So we do have the ability to place them with a responsible family member if we can ensure that they are being placed into a safe location. A case was made. Wichita Police Department investigations, EMCU would have been notified, and then they worked directly with DCF to continue to investigate the circumstances of this case.
So you feel confident there would have been a follow-up somewhere along the line?
Yes, there was a case made in reference to the to be investigated, and it would have went to our exploiting missing child unit, which works directly with DCF.
Do you know how soon they would have done that follow-up?
You know, I don't. I know they would have had that case the next day.
There's one point I
One
think
more question.
we all need to be real clear on. He'd said that he knew they were in police protective custody, but you indicated they were not. And that's a real important distinction because they are or they're not put in that, and that triggers certain things. So were they in police protective custody?
They were taken from the mom and dad on the West Kellogg Motel.
I understand that,
and
but
they were placed with family.
But so they were not in police protective custody.
They were placed with family,
So that's it.
a responsible family member. Okay. Anything else? Okay, appreciate everybody being here. Again, end of the week. Hope you have a good weekend. It'll be a 3-day weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday. Hope everyone has a safe holiday weekend. Thank you.